In this video we're going to learn to use the NN19 sampler. I'm going to go to my Create menu, start by a mixer as usual, and create the NN19. Let us remember the synthesizer diagram. We have a sound generation section, then we have our sound modifiers. Here you can see them: amplitude envelope, filter and filter envelope, LFO. We can also patch MIDI messages to some of the synth parameters, for example velocity, which can be applied to the filter envelope, filter decay, amplitude, that's volume, attack, or the start of the sample, and the modulation wheel, that is assignable to filter frequency, filter resonance, filter decay, amplitude, and LFO amount. The interesting thing about the sampler is the sound generation, the way it differs from a synthesizer. In a synthesizer, the sounds are created by oscillators produced by waveforms. In a sampler, the sound is generated by digital audio, pre-recorded sounds that usually have a very high quality. So now I'm going to load the patch containing a piano instrument, and you will hear that it sounds very realistic. Reason Factory Soundbank, NN19 sampler patches, piano. Let's try the grand piano. Remember that you don't need to click on the OK button just to preview the sound. It's a very good piano sound, definitely much better than the synthetic versions of pianos that you can have. It's definitely closer to the real thing. So now I'm going to click on OK. And now I have loaded my grand piano patch. Let's take a look to the mapping editor. In every sample you're going to work with, you're going to be a keyboard view of some sort. Each one of these zones that I'm clicking here contain a different sample. You can see that the name of the sample, it will change as I click on a different one. So from piano C3 4x to piano D sharp 4 4x. This means that each one of these keys is going to trigger a different sample. By activating the select keys on via MIDI, you will be able to see which keys I'm playing and which samples are being triggered. These parameters that you see here, low key, high key, sample, root key, tune, level, and loop, are not global. They're going to affect the currently selected zone. So with the low key and high key, you can adjust the boundaries of your zones. You can select a different sample. We will demonstrate how to load custom samples later on, and we'll go back to this. With root key, you can change the intonation. Use fine-tuning, level or volume, and loop. Loop will be demonstrated later on with a more suitable type of sample. But summing it up, the sounds are not being generated by an oscillator, but by a series of piano samples in this case. That's how the sound is being generated.